All right, guys. Hey, my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton Sehan. Super happy to be here with my co-host here today. Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing real well, thank you. Again, another session with David. Let's get some interesting info here. Who we're going to expose today?
Yes. And my dog says amen to that. And
Amen.
yes, before we get started, I just want to remind everybody, can you please do us a big favor? Craig, why don't you talk about the whole subscribe situation?
Okay, yeah. So subscribe. So there's a lot more people watch the videos that have actually subscribed, and I believe, Sean, are you having issues with losing subscribers? Are you getting them being booted off by YouTube because honesty and integrity isn't a thing in YouTube land apparently. So yeah, the more you subscribe, the better it helps with algorithms, and it really helps us get it out there to more people. So if you could click that subscribe, it's not just for numbers; it really does help with getting in there and getting the message out. So yeah, do please do that.
Absolutely, it's true. I don't know why, but it seems like they were taking people away and people were contacting me saying, "Did you unsubscribe me?" And I'm like, "I don't even know how to do that. I don't think you can,
Yeah,
but
no,
somebody's
no,
doing it." So I think we can just get over that hump. It was stuck for a little bit too, but anyway, but go to drsharnel.com as well. Definitely check out the newsletter, then you know who's all coming on. Today we have, I keep wanting to say David, Dr. David. I know I always
should
do
be a
that.
doctor.
I do that every time. I'm always like Dr. David, but David Oates is back with us. This is like the third or the fourth time that he's been
Uh-huh.
with us. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
Yes. So if you're not familiar with his work, please do go back to our previous shows. But he is the king and the founder of reverse speech. And he's got some pretty interesting, he's been doing this 30, 40 years now, David.
40 years now. 40 years. Yeah, long time.
Longer than I've been alive.
Wow, that gives
Yeah.
you perspective, huh? So yeah, we have quite a few past shows that he's actually played a lot, and I think he's going to play some things here too about some current events that are going on today. But he's been very busy doing workshops and teaching and traveling. Where tell us where you've been, David, what you've been up to.
Oh, well, I've just been traveling around Australia actually doing lectures and workshops. I'm off to New Zealand next month for a 3-day workshop, so that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, just getting out there. I
David, is the interest increasing with everything that's going on in this work? Is it like, are you finding more people coming to you for things?
Slowly but surely, the interest is increasing. It's a slow process.
Mm.
Um, I wish I could turn up the volume and speed it up, but well, we're getting out there slowly but surely. We're getting more and more interest.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
So the more podcasts I can do, and the more lectures I can do, and the better it is.
Brilliant. Yeah, super. Yeah, so like I say, I mean, we had a little chat offline about what we're going to be doing today. But what I've found is a lot of people, it's like a deer in the headlights with some characters that are not necessarily telling us the truth. They don't like it being done on them, because a few names are coming up that they're not entirely honest about things that they're saying. But I'm just wondering who we've got today that we were.
Oh, well, I thought I'd look at Hunter Biden today.
Oh,
He missed a deposition with Congress yesterday, and he went public, slamming Congress and the Republicans and the MAGAs, and claiming my father had nothing to do with any of my businesses. Of course, we all know the story that Joe Biden benefited, shall we say, from his son's
10%
financial
for the big
dealings.
guy.
Hey?
10% for the big guy.
Yeah, absolutely right. So he went public just yesterday about this, and I thought, oh well, let's look at him, see what he's got to say. Okay, so I only found three reversals, but let me play them. So here's a statement he made yesterday. Here's the forwards.
I am first and foremost a son, a father, a brother, and a husband from a loving and supportive family.
You'll mouth the opposite.
You'll mouth the opposite. You'll mouth the opposite.
Oh,
In other words, he's going to speak the opposite of what is true. Okay, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And here he says, my father had nothing to do with my businesses.
There's no evidence to support the allegations that my father was financially involved in my business because it did not happen.
Backwards, he says, big the lie gropes. Bit quick, isn't it? Bit quick, that one. Let me play that again. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to hear, isn't it? A little bit quick. So, but he's certainly telling me he's lying. He's certainly saying he's lying, and you'll mouth the opposite. And here's another one from that press conference.
And in the depths of my addiction, I was extremely irresponsible with my finances. But to suggest that is grounds for an impeachment inquiry is beyond the absurd. It's shameless.
Sell me a shit.
Sell me a shit. Sell me a shit. Sell me a shit.
In other words, it's all a load of rubbish. He's lying through his teeth. His father had everything to do with his businesses, so we just got to wait for the impeachment inquiry to bring it to the public, shouldn't we?
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Wow.
What would you say the chances, David, that I know you said you've been, the authorities have used this kind of technology and this, this mode of information before, but
Yeah.
why did they stop? What, was it exposing too much? Or
Oh, you know what? I've asked that question a lot. I think the whole concept of reverse sweep was such a huge threat to the United States government. They just shut it down. I mean, you look at COVID. I mean, the last thing you wanted to have reverse speech out there publicly saying this is a con, this is a sham, don't get vaxxed. And that's basically what reverse speech was saying throughout all of COVID. And I just got too close to the truth when I was in America, unfortunately, and I upset the wrong people and was chased out of the country. So,
and when was that? When did that happen?
that was in 1999, so 24 years ago now, 25 years ago almost. Yeah, long time. Yeah. I lived in America for 10 years. I did all the talk shows and TV, radio talk shows and all the big lectures and conferences, and I did all the network, and then it was just sort of shut down overnight. So, look, it's a really threatening technology. Nothing is secret anymore. You cannot lie, you cannot hide, and everything that you say has can be reversed and the truth found out, and that's a pretty scary concept for most people. Well, certainly for politicians, to say the least.
Those not living their authentic truth. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. We're just talking about music, even which I know that this is kind of how you started is doing music, but I just went to a concert this last week, and there were different people playing, and you could feel the difference, or I could feel the difference in the two people who were first compared to the very last person who played, and I was like, one felt like a performance, the first two, and the last one, it was like, it just felt different. And when I looked up and like kind of Googled a little bit more about these people, I found out that the person who was last actually wrote all their own music and like felt every syllable, like really meant it, and versus, obviously I didn't have reverse speech to see what these people were saying backwards or whatever, but I think it's something with that too, is when you are authentic and you do speak from a genuine place or sing from a genuine place, like it's felt. I mean, it's a tangible thing that can be felt. Or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. Um,
It
um,
kind of goes back to the whole debate that we talked about, I think in the first one, is like maybe people with a gift of like psychic abilities or whatever, maybe they can actually just pick up on that authenticity and
oh, sure. Yeah, I absolutely believe that to be so. Yeah, yeah, I do indeed. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you, sorry, go on. Sorry, no, sorry.
I was just going to say, I thought he was going to say something, but go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, have you been kind of like intuitively guided throughout all this? Like, or have you felt any kind of like outside influence helping you, shall we say,
Oh,
in
doing reverse speech. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a strong calling for me. It's more than just a vocation. It's yeah, I believe I was called to do this. So yeah, I have a strong sense of the guidance of God, for the want of a better word, on my life as I do this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I cover a lot of that in my autobiographies. It's only a metaphor about the spiritual, wonderful spiritual things that surround reverse speech. Here, I'm going to play you a verse on Joe Biden. This is a bit concerning. I found this on him last year.
One of the great gifts of the spirit of independence, and think about this, one of the great gifts is our capacity to see ourselves whole and see ourselves honestly.
And backwards he says, "You're not safe, Armageddon."
Armageddon.
That's a bit of a scary one, isn't it?
Wow,
Well,
that's pretty scary.
They really are pushing for this, aren't they? They want the wars. They want the
oh yeah, oh
deserve
yeah,
them to no end. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they
Whether it
do.
be Israel and Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, they've created this essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
right, right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. So how it's going to play out is anyone's guess. But I've been looking at the reversals on the current war and finding some concerning ones. Here's a reversal I found on a client. Oh, we'll play this one. Here we go. Right.
So we're still things from the sky.
War soon, America.
War soon, America.
Well, that's clear.
War soon, America.
And
War
that's like about 2 weeks old, that reversal. And
Who is that?
That's
Sorry.
so,
Who is that?
oh, it's just a client, collective
Okay.
conscious knowledge. Here's another reverse on a client that'll scare you too. Listen to this one.
I'll be trying to get a chance to see AI robots out in the world.
Oh, thank
You're like, yeah, it's a big setup, man. It's not good.
And this says nuke answer soon.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
So that one's scary too, isn't it? Yeah.
So explain about the whole thing about the collective, because I know you work with clients, you work with me, and I've
Right.
found a lot of things, but for people who are watching that may not know that he does private
Right.
and he does like therapeutic kind of things to help get out of patterns. But when you see that collective, when you're working with multiple clients, like I was even saying stuff about Gaza backwards, but
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about what, I'm not, I mean, I
Yeah.
am kind of tracking it because I have family in the military that have been deployed.
Oh,
But not, almost don't watch it because of that also, because I don't want to be in fear every day.
right.
But I didn't know that I was consciously talking about Gaza. But
Right.
explain how that works.
Yeah. Well, reverse speech at its deepest levels taps into what's called a collective unconscious, which is a universal mind. This universal mind exists outside of time and space. It has access to the future and the past. You don't get reversals often from the collective unconscious mind, but they do come, and they'll tap into society fears. They'll give hints about the future. Around about 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I started finding reversals on clients about war. What was I saying? War in Israel and Gaza. And they're not painting what I would call a very promising future. I think that we're headed for trouble in the world. That's what reverse speech is saying. I've been tracking a lot of these events, and like for example, an American embassy was hit in Baghdad just last week, and I found that in reverse 2 weeks ago. About American embassy being hit. Like, here's a reversal. It's that same old anti-Semitic bullshit. You know what I mean? So this one says, your embassy's dead, war mess. Your embassy's dead, war mess. Your embassy's dead, war mess.
Oh.
And I found that one and said I said U.S. embassy because I'm talking to an American, which is your embassy's dead, and the U.S. embassy was hit in Baghdad just last week, so that also came up in reverse speech 4 as well. So yeah,
I think that like I remember when sort of in the church days and prophecies and things like that, if there was a sort of like a warning prophecy, it was always the attitude, right, we need to pray against this, stand against this or whatever. Do you think we could use this in the same way that, all right, it might not be a good outcome? Do you think we could change the outcome?
I believe we can change the outcome. Yes, I do. Yes, I believe with enough foreknowledge. I've been doing meta walks, which is my guided visualization journeys, to change the outcome in the Middle East and the world. Basically putting love and light into the whirlwind, which is the universal energy field that surrounds all of us and surrounds the physical planet. I believe that with enough forewarning, we can change the outcome. Whether we're successful or not, we'll have to see, won't we? Yeah.
Well, and for those of you guys who are interested in participating in that meta walk, we have it on video, and you can find it, or I'll put it in the comments here in the description, because the more that we can do that and let that be our focus, then that is going to help kind of with the tipping point of the consciousness of everybody getting into that same flow of inserting love into the whirlwind, which is the biofield of the earth.
Right. Yep, exactly right. Because there's a few things coming up. There's hint of a new virus on the horizon. Here's a reverse. I found about that. All the information about it. And this one is the sham with the virus. The sham with the virus. Oh, the sham with the virus. Sorry. There it is. So I don't know if there's a new virus coming. They're talking about it. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Gosh, wouldn't surprise me. They're relentless in getting what they want. There's too much money in all of it,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So so that's what I do. I spend my time reversing and finding out what's going on in the world and seeing my clients and doing my work. Very, very busy life.
And teaching other people like Kate and Chris, and there's a lot of people that have been studying with you for quite a while.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
We need lots of people doing this. And I have an app that I've played with myself, and I haven't got to go to your workshop yet. I would like to attend for sure. But I've been able to find some things on my own, just helping sort out my own situation of what was really in my subconscious when I was working with you, and just practicing.
Yeah, some people just do it for a hobby. You can get my software from the website and from the reverse speech website. That's reversespeech.com, and start experimenting yourself. There's a lot of people out there playing around with the software. I get emails all the time. Oh, I found this reversal. I found that reversal. People get quite excited, So it's very easy to find. Just take any section of speech and run it backwards, and you're going to find these phrases amongst the gibberish. They're all over the place. So my biggest amazement is that no one discovered it before me. I'm certainly not the first person to play records backwards, but certainly when you look at a detailed study, these reversals are everywhere. They really are. So, yeah. So let me see. What's the latest one I found on Biden? Oh, here's a funny one with Biden. Here he is. We'll play this one.
I'm not real.
I've known Bibi for now 51 years. He has a picture on his desk of he and I when he was a young member of the Israeli service here, foreign service. And I was a 32-year-old senator. And I wrote on the top of Bibi, I love you, but I don't agree with the damn thing you have to say.
And when it says Bibi, I love him, it says backwards, I love little lie.
I love you, little lie. I love you, little lie. I love you, little lie.
There you go. That's a bit of a funny one. Oh, look, I've got to play you. There's a funny one on Biden I play often. I'll pull this one up for you. This is where he has all his pauses and stutters and stammers. So listen to him. He's stuttering and stammering in his speech.
There's been no indication that's the case at all with regard to, there's a total of,
and then he says, "Have I lost it?"
Of lost it. Of lost it.
We know the answer to that.
That's a funny one, isn't it? Have I lost it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clearly he has.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Yeah,
Clearly,
God bless America for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's he does not shape up very well in reverse. Joe Biden, he's been a bit of a naughty man in the past. Here he describes himself as demonic.
100 days since I took the oath of office and lifted my hand off our family Bible and inherited a nation. We all did. That was in crisis. The worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
And here he says, demonic as Joe.
Demonic as Joe. Demonic as Joe.
Demonic as Joe. So there you go. He's a...
Sorry, I just want to ask, because obviously there's a lot of theory surrounding him, and I mean I've seen footage of things like with very clearly skin issues on the back of his neck.
I've seen it too. Yeah.
Stuff. It's crazy. I mean, it's undeniable. Have you ever heard anything from him along those lines?
No, I haven't. I've been looking for it. I've seen the same pictures you've seen,
Yeah.
So I've been looking for it. No, I haven't found it. No, I haven't found it. I found reversals that might suggest he's on drugs, like this one here.
39 million working moms and dads got their direct payment. That money's going to help cover groceries, the mortgage, new pairs of shoes.
And he says, the meth, go with your blank. The meth. See, I think he's on some sort of methamphetamines, quite frankly, to boost him up, to keep him going. I mean, I found a few reversals about that. There's another one that I found just recently. I can't see it now. No, not at the top of my head. So, yeah, he's not a good guy, to say the least. And okay, look, well, let's get down to his sexuality. Listen to here he is talking to a group of kindergarten students
for the ARPA funding.
And they all voted for it.
And also,
you'll screw a boy, I met you.
Screw a boy, I met you.
not,
Screw a boy, I met you.
not,
Screw a boy, I met you.
I mean, that's a concerning reversal, that one, and
Not a surprising one though.
no, not surprising. And I've got more like that too, unfortunately. He does not shape up very well in the reverse speech compartment at all. Let me see. We'll pull up some of the other ones. Oh, here. Try this one on for size.
And that's just the United States in this piece.
And I need Satan.
And it's system. And it's system. System.
Yeah. Clear as day. Yeah.
Golly.
Yes. He like I said, he does not shape up well at all.
Does anybody shape up as far as like the people? I know you said that you didn't get to do the debate with Newsom and DeSantis, but does anybody like what is the hope for like president?
Okay, Ron DeSantis shapes up quite well in reverse. Okay, and also Robert Kennedy, who was running against Biden, he's now got a third party candidacy, but yeah, Ron DeSantis shapes up quite well. Let me see what I've got. Okay, here's one on Ron DeSantis.
Well, hello, South Texas.
My soul will hope.
My soul hope. My soul hope. My soul hope.
Okay, that's a nice one, Yeah. And here he's talking about sorting things out in the country.
But we have people try to run illegally with boats into the Florida Keys in particular and other parts of South Florida, Haiti, the Bahamas, Cuba, you name it.
That old farce to stop.
That old farce to stop.
That old farce to stop. That old farce to stop.
So he wants to stop the immigration catastrophe, disaster, if you can use that. And here he is again.
We will pull those levers and exercise leverage to ensure better behavior. And we will also use the authority. We do transnational criminal, we call the cartels.
They see your soul.
They see your soul.
They see your soul. They see your soul.
He's a fairly open sort of guy. There's no lies or deception in him at all. And Robert Kennedy shaped up well too. Bobby Kennedy's son. Like here's one on Bobby Kennedy.
That the values that I am trying to promote are the exact values that my father and my uncle would have promoted. And I've, written books about my family. I've studied them.
The walk, I am in a dove.
The walk, I am in a dove. The walk, I am in a dove.
That's a bit hard to hear, that one, isn't it? Sorry about that. I'll try it again. Yeah, he has a bit of a speech impediment, unfortunately, and that made that reversal not as clear as what I would have liked. But he shapes up quite well. Robert Kennedy shapes up well. I haven't done the other candidates, Republican candidates. I haven't done the debates, so I really don't know where they're all at. But not all politicians are bad and crooks. I'd say Joe Biden is the king of them. But like I say, Ron DeSantis shapes up well. Robert Kennedy shapes up well, and I haven't done the others. So yeah.
I mean, I dislike the cutthroat sort of dog eat dog between sort of Republicans and things like that. How sort of even Trump will go after DeSantis and stuff. I don't like that. It's like just be on the same team.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for Kennedy. I think what he's doing is excellent. And I have heard that he's been sent in to take votes away from the Democrat vote. I'm sure or not, I don't know. That he knows he's not going to win, but he could take a lot of votes away from the Democrat nominee because he's talking a lot of sense. He's really appealing to the people questioning the narratives on the Democrat side. So we'll wait and see. But I think 2024 is going to be very interesting. Obviously, you guys over there, Sharnael, have got the election, haven't you?
Yes. Are we watching the election? Oh yeah, definitely. Is that what you're saying?
I'll just say, Go on, sorry.
I would be concerned, I mean, for his life, with speaking to Kennedy. I mean, I love his dad, and
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
watched so many documentaries on his dad, and of course, all the Kennedys are quite interesting in different things, but Robert seemed to be very almost pastoral, just very empathic, very kind and loving, and kind of like the backbone of a lot of stuff behind the scenes with the other guys doing whatever they were doing. He seemed to be the pure one.
Yep, and that's true too. He is like that. That's how the reversals paid him. So yeah.
Oh, you have reversals on Robert as well?
Oh yeah, I just played Robert Kennedy. Yeah.
Oh,
That was that
okay.
last one he just did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just worried. Gosh, seems like when the good guys come out, they just want to take him out,
They do, unfortunately.
safety of his life,
Yeah.
I do think with what's going on though, that I think they're a lot more, the good guys are a lot more protected. They know. I mean, if of all the people that they want to take out, it will be President 45, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They've not been able to do it. Apparently, there was numerous attempts to do it. They were thwarted every single time. I think there's a lot bigger picture going on here, and I think the fact that Kennedy, for the first time, I think it's the first time, has stepped up to be a nominee. I don't think the bad guys are winning this. To be honest with you, I think this is a strategy that they're coming in from all sides, and the good guys are going to take it back. I do genuinely believe that.
I do hope that's the case.
You what? Sorry.
I said I do hope that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do too. I do too. But and we can have the power, again, using our imagination, the meta walk, keeping things in the positive and imagining something already done in the positive versus staying in the fear and focusing on all the fear. That's an individual practice for me, as well as trying to get as many people on board with that as well, just so we're not accidentally creating with our own technology, because we have that manifesting power. And that's why they use entertainment, which is entrainment, to get people into that lower vibration, to get to manipulate how they want things to go, instead of our actual love and our actual truth and our authenticity. But I'm not saying anything that you guys don't know. Obviously, I'm just
I know. Yeah.
talking out loud. But well, I know you have to go here. And
Yep, I do. So I will see you next time. Okay.
Yeah.
Do some more next time.
And before you go, can you just tell us again how to meet? Where can people find you too? I want to make sure we get that in there.
All right, go to my website, reversespeech.com. You can my contact details are there. You can email me at backwards@reversespeech.com. And if you want to follow me, I'm very active on my Facebook page. It's David Oates.7509. And I'll take you to my Facebook page, which I post on regularly. So, okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you again,
Have a
David.
good day.
All right.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well, that was really interesting. And for those of you guys who are not familiar with his work, we have several other videos as well. And then two, really important, is the meta walk, the global peace, love meta walk, that I will put in the comments and or in the description here, because he says to do this 30 days, even if you can't do every single day, any little bit of participation with your technology would really, really go a long way and help a lot. And so definitely check that out. And then you guys make sure and get on the newsletter too. And any final words, Craig?
Yeah, just like we said in the with David, that when there's potential negatives being brought out, we have the power to say no to these things, certainly collectively. We should never ever lose our hope, never lose our excitement about the future, because these things are coming out. They can have all the plans under the sun, but ultimately we have the power collectively. So whenever people might be tempted to go, oh no, this really bad thing's going to happen, don't apply your consciousness to that. Go, no, that's not going to happen. Things are going to be much better than that, you know, and start visualizing and speaking what you choose to happen, you know. So just to finish with that, really, just to never ever get in fear, because fear is the energy that will feed the bad things. Let's always keep in hope and in love, and we'll create this new reality, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, yep. And I do appreciate you and everybody who's watching. And I hope that we can do all we can with our own images and our own imagery and outpicture all these things, because obviously if they win, which they have in so many different ways in the past, it's cost lives, it's cost money, it's cost time, it's cost health. And, you know, there's so many different things that come with that kind of low vibe energy. And, you know, if we can override that with truth, love, authenticity, and if we can get shows out like this that, you know, open up the truth and disclose what's going on, and help that focus to be a little bit more linear towards love, and just helping people remember their own skills and their own opportunities within each of us individually and collectively, and keeping it on the high. Like, even though stuff may be kind of crazy and kooky, it's like, you know, keeping your sanity in the middle of it. And you know, I've been practicing, I'm still practicing. I'm definitely not there. And but yet, you know, with all the stuff that's going on, I'm like forcing myself to do things like paint and go outside and be in nature and go to a fun concert or go to see a comedian or do things to keep things in a different light. Because obviously, well, not obviously, but I think we could all just sit in bed in our pajamas and cry, you know, with what's going on, and or we can create something different, and we can be a part of that positivity that brings a different change and a different outcome. I actually have hope to change. I have hope that we can all work together to get a different outcome, but it will take all of us, and or at least a good handful, you know. But anyway, I know it's late for you too, and those of you watching, we love you guys very much. We thank you for your participation. We thank you for your members. If you're interested in joining our Truth Tribe, we have some cool stuff that we do monthly. We're going to get back on it in January. We have Lexi coming on to do a private Zoom with us in January. We like to do giveaways and fun things. If you're in that group, there's like a private section on YouTube for those who are members that get kind of like the fun stuff and the secret things, and even special content that we don't have public. And that's something that you can do for as little as $4.99. If that's something you're interested in, you know, great. If you cannot do that, we can do one-time stuff, and or even you hitting the subscribe button really, really helps and goes a long way. Liking, commenting, sharing, all those things help the algorithm. Yep. And you want to explain that again? Like,
just subscribe. It helps us out a lot with censorship and, you know, cutting, you know, people off who've been subscribers in the past and things. It's crazy out there in the YouTube world.
It is. We're doing our best. So you guys can help us to even do better. So yeah, big thumbs up. We love you. We love all the thumbs ups and the yeses. All right. You guys have a great one. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time. We're here every Thursday at noon, and we look forward to seeing you again. All right. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.